I'm Wendy Rutledge with Palm Beach TV, brought to you by the Palm Beach Civic Association. Here's what's coming up in this week's news. When will Palm Beachers be able to get a vaccine on the island? The chief weighs in on vaccine supply. Is former President Donald Trump an employee of Mar-a-Lago? And if so, does that mean he has the right to live there? Town Council hears the arguments on both sides. And years of dedication, support, and hard work culminate in the appointment of two new vice chairs to the Palm Beach Civic Association. We will highlight these two talented directors and the valuable new roles they will play. It's all coming up next on your February 11th, 2021 edition of Palm Beach TV. It is an honor and a privilege to have such bench strength at the Palm Beach Civic Association. Now, two of our most valued directors are rising up to the roles of vice chair, alongside Chairman Bob Wright, adding depth to our officer team. Michelle Kessler and Michael Pucillo have agreed to step into the positions of vice chairs for the board of directors of the Palm Beach Civic Association. And what a history of accomplishment and leadership they bring with them. Michelle Kessler is an executive committee member and chair of the fundraising committee. In that capacity, she leads by example, by her support in so many great ways to the Palm Beach Civic Association. She has hosted several elegant and widely attended events in her home and underwritten the Civic Association's annual fundraising events since their inception over 10 years ago. Michael Pucillo is an executive committee member, co-chair of the Critical Needs Initiative Committee, and valued legal advisor. In 2019, as chair of the Bylaws Committee, he devoted long hours to our standing committees with his exceptional input and advice. Pucillo served on the Palm Beach Town Council for 6 years, the last two as council president, and most recently helped to spearhead the highly successful Save Our Produce campaign, uniting struggling farms in the western communities with food-insecure families through the Palm Beach County Food Bank. And now he continues this initiative through Nourish Our Neighbors in Need, a campaign that will continue until April 30th for the Civic Association, benefiting the Palm Beach County Food Bank. In just 10 months, $450,000 has been raised for these combined initiatives. Chairman Bob Wright has nothing but exceptional remarks to say about both. The Civic Association is adding even more depth to our very strong board with the addition of two vice chairman leadership positions. Michelle Kessler and Michael Pucillo have great experience and interests that serve our organization extremely well. Both are currently serving on the executive committee and have been approved unanimously to serve as vice chairs. The new vice chairs join Director Michael Ainsley as treasurer and President Mary Robeson as the leadership team heading up Palm Beach Civic Association in its 77th season, along with our chairman, Bob Wright. We would also like to thank and congratulate our two newest directors, Kathleen Crampton and Susan Wright. Top of mind, the COVID-19 pandemic, and there are definitely several variants present right here in South Florida, some of them very much more contagious. So continue to be vigilant with your masking, social distancing. That's highly encouraged. Meantime, Palm Beach Fire Rescue's highly well-organized vaccine distribution on the island has been put on hold due to a lack of supply. Some 1,300 residents did receive their first vaccine. Nearly all of them also received the second. But Fire Rescue Chief Daryl Donato tells town leaders it will be weeks before the Palm Beach Island vaccine program can once again put shots in arms of the nearly 3,000 residents on the waiting list.
We really wish we had more vaccine. We don't. We don't foresee getting any additional first doses for the next 2 or 3 weeks based on what we're hearing from the state in terms of supply. That could change. If it does, we'll be pleasantly surprised. We do have an online waiting list. There are 2,904 people sitting on that list who would like us to help them get vaccines. Some of those people have gotten vaccines in other locations. We're happy for that. Those that haven't, we'd love to help them, but again, we have this supply issue.
Chief Donato says the Publix online portal is the best option to obtain a vaccine appointment right now. Though tedious and not particularly user-friendly, I'm happy to report on my 4th try I did secure an appointment, so perhaps persistence does pay off. Former President Donald Trump is in residence at Mar-a-Lago, a fact that is disturbing to some of his neighbors and could actually be a violation of an agreement that he signed in the 1990s. The town council got an earful on this subject from both Mr. Trump's lawyers and lawyers for the neighbors, and it could all come down to actually whether it's determined Mr. Trump is an employee of Mar-a-Lago.
As he wanders the property is like the mayor of the town of Mar-a-Lago, if you will. He's always present. He's ever present. And he loves it there. And he loves the people that he sees there. He enjoys it. It's his home. He owns the property.
According to attorney John Marion, who has represented Trump for the past 25 years, the agreement he made with the town in 1993, granting him the right to turn Mar-a-Lago into a club, permitted employees to live there. So is the former president now an employee?
He oversees the property. He evaluates the performance of employees. He's constantly doing that. He suggests improvements relating to the operation of the club. He does that constantly. You can ask the members, and you can ask Vern Lemke. He's the managing director. He's on this call if you all wanted to hear from him, but he's just going to tell you the same things I'm telling you. He reviews the club's financials. He attends events at the club and welcomes the people that are guests. He welcomes and thanks everybody that's attending. He greets members and their guests as he sees them. He recommends the events to be held at the club. He suggests candidates for membership and signs the documentation relating to those members when they become members. He's very active on the property.
But attorney and Trump neighbor, Simon Taylor, says it is impossible to prove he's an employee.
And every tweet he sends, every rally he holds, every document he signs and engages in, running a political wing of a political party and holding super spreader events, will demonstrate that he is not a bona fide employee.
Meantime, town attorney Skip Randolph has advised town council not to fight the Trump residency issue.
It is my opinion that he is entitled to reside in Mar-a-Lago.
An opinion shared by Council President Maggie Zeidman.
It appears to me that Mr. Trump, as evidenced by what Mr. Marion showed to us, is in fact a bona fide, has met the criteria for a bona fide employee. And it seems there is nothing, therefore, that would prohibit him from living in the owner's suite at Mar-a-Lago.
The Mar-a-Lago residency debate was for informational purposes only. Council took no action one way or another at the February meeting. Council also chose to delay the planned study by an outside consultant on the state of retail business on the island.
That we put it off to high season. I'm not saying that we don't select Yard and Company either, by the way.
Yeah, I hear
But, but my thought would be that we put it off to season December of 2021 to April of 2022, when you have a better, hopefully, praise God that COVID is gone, we'd have a better opportunity for more community input. And I think we want to get this right the first time.
Also ongoing, a standoff between the residents of the 2100 and 2200 condos along Sloan's Curve and the town over beach renourishment that could cause the town to forfeit a $10 million FEMA grant.
If this dredging does not occur, we are putting the entire south end of the island at risk.
Town staff and lawyers for the 2 Sloan's Curve condos have agreed to meet again to see if they can come to an amicable resolution, which would allow the beach renourishment project to move forward. He is well known on the island for his decades of reporting on island life for the Shiny Sheet. Now, William Kelly is one of us here at the Palm Beach Civic Association, and he's here to tell us about the profile he has just completed on outgoing Mayor Gail Coniglio.
This is one of the best interviews that I have ever had with Gail Coniglio. In a very frank discussion, she talked about the highlights of her 10-year career as the mayor of Palm Beach. And she also shared with us what she feels like is the best part of her job that she enjoys most on a daily basis. So that was pretty interesting too.
Immigration is a hot button issue, not only in the United States, but all over the world. This week, Palm Beach Civic Association Director and immigration attorney Austin Fragaman probed a leading British authority on immigration issues at our Speakers Series event, sponsored by the Stanley M. Rumbo Jr. Legacy Society.
Upon Stan's passing, and with the contributions from the Rumbo family, the Civic Association formed our Legacy Society to encourage and inspire civic engagement through educational programs and forums, such as today's presentation on immigration issues. Since its establishment in 2017, over 50 individuals have contributed gifts in memory or bequests to the Legacy Society Fund. Most recently, a significant bequest from the estate of the late Cynthia Van Buren has brought the fund principal to over $1.3 million.
Much like the United Kingdom, over the last 20 years, Europe has been gripped by the rise of anti-immigration populist parties. And you, I'm sure, have seen the rise of people like Marine Le Pen in France, Matteo Salvini in Italy, Viktor Orban in Hungary, Law and Justice in Poland, Sweden Democrats, the Alternative for Germany, Vox in Spain, Chega in Portugal. And what they all share in common is the argument that the European Union has become too liberal. It's become too socially liberal, it's become too relaxed about migration, and in particular that it's failed to deal with the refugee crisis, it's failed to strengthen its borders, and it's failed to stop refugees arriving from Afghanistan, Syria, and parts of Northern Africa.
If you missed it, you can watch the entire Speaker Series interview on our website, palmbeachcivic.org. Wow. It's time for our Word on Wellness. This is a partnership between the Mandel Recreation Center and our friend, Healthcare Committee member Nikki McDonald. Nikki?
Thank you, Wendy. As we're all becoming more conscious of being fit, do you ever wonder what's actually going on inside your body? What your muscle mass looks like, what your body fat looks like, what your total body composition looks like? Well, we have the new machine at the Rec Center that can actually, in under 2 minutes, amazingly, give you all of that information. You don't have to be a member of the Rec Center to come over and use it. And Stephanie Bogdan, our fitness manager, is going to take us through it today. And she's going to show us exactly what it can measure, and then also talk to us about once you get your results, whether you're trying to become more fit, lose weight, or a variety of other things, how she can help you achieve that.
That's right, Nikki. It's so amazing to have the InBody 570 right here in our fitness center. It measures your limbs separately from your trunk. So when it measures your complete total body fat, your muscle mass, and your intracellular and extracellular water, it also gives you an indication of where you hold all of that stuff. And it'll segment your arms, your legs, and your trunk separately. So we have a very detailed description of how your body holds onto fat and muscle and how we can work to even it out and work towards your goals.
That sounds great. And did you say it was in under 2 minutes?
Under 2 minutes, that's right.
Well, let's get started.
So Nikki, I'm gonna have you start by removing shoes and socks and all metal from your body. So jewelry must come off as well as shoes and socks.
Okay.
And I have to ask everyone this question, do you have a pacemaker?
No, I don't.
Okay, so then you are safe to step on the machine. Go ahead and put your heels on the metal, pads right there. Excellent.
Okay.
And then it's going to start by measuring your body weight first, and then it will analyze everything else. So standing up nice and tall with your thumbs on the electrodes, arms are straight and slightly off of your body so it doesn't measure your trunk as your arms. Perfect. And we're not going to talk for about 120 seconds as it goes through the scan. Nikki, your results look great. I did notice something very interesting. It's showing me that you have more muscle mass on your right leg than your left leg.
Well, that makes so much sense. And it's interesting that the machine picks up on that because I had surgery on my left knee. And that is something that I wanted to find out where I am. I've been doing physical therapy, but I'm interested to know where I am now with the strength in my left leg. Is that something that you could help me work on?
Oh, absolutely. We would pair you with one of our trainers, myself or Danny, and ideally you could work with us 2 to 3 times a week to help rebuild that left side.
That would be terrific.
Excellent. And some people, they also want weight loss after they see their results on the page. So our fitness center is open to residents only. If anyone is interested in joining the fitness center, they should come by and check it out.
That sounds great. Always interested in weight loss. Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.
At this point, it goes without saying, wear a mask, socially distance, avoid crowded places, and just know that sooner or later, the vaccine will be here. But those variants, those dangerous variants, are among us. So stay safe, stay the course, and we'll see you next week on Palm Beach TV.